to do, the first step is to install the ExeLearning. How are you going to install the ExeLearning? Remember that you have the link here in session number 5 where you have resources, okay? Click on that and you are going to start installing ExeLearning. When you install ExeLearning, you are going to click here in the program and you have a local host. This is a local host and this is a package. You are going to start adding all the resources you consider important. The first thing you are going to start using is to choose the language. Select the language. In this case, I have English. Okay, select browser. You are gonna use the browser you use. In this case, I use Chrome browser, and then this is the browser for default. If not, you can check what is the browser you consider better to use. Okay, and then you are gonna click in save. Just wait a minute. And that's it. Now, the next step you are going to do is, in this case, as you could observe, this is the environment of the tool, of the ExeLearning resource. And then you have here file. This is if you want to save the information you are adding. You are going to click here in save as. Maybe later we are going to save. We have some tools here. You can check all of those tools. Styles. This is what we are going to start. And then you have some different styles here. You can check what is the style that you prefer. For example, you can choose this one, then it changed. I have, for example, other styles here. Could you see? But I really like this style and I'm gonna choose this style, okay? Then that is the second step. Remember, the first step is the installation of the ExeLearning. The next step is to check the language, okay? If you prefer in Spanish, you just click on Spanish, okay? And the next, and the browser, the language and the browser. And now you are going to choose the styles, okay? That's the most important thing. Now here we have the outline, okay? And then we have a home page. We have only the home page. We need to organize our class then. That's up to you. You can organize in the way you prefer. If you consider that you need to organize your class in weeks, you can organize in weeks or in sessions, or have here the outline. And we start in, if you want, you can make some changes. For example, if you don't want that the first page could call Chrome, you can rename. If you want to delete it, you can delete. If you want to add page, you can add page. For example, in this case, we are going to add page. Then now I have a new page that is part of home. Maybe if you want to change the name of this, you can click on rename and imagine that I'm going to write introduction, for example. That's just an example. Introduction. I have some problem with my keyboard. Okay, introduction. Then in that way, you have all the things you can change here, okay? Then imagine that you are going to change or rename this page. You are gonna click here and then I'm gonna click session 1. This is just an example, okay? Session 1, okay. And then you are going to add more pages if you want. But what happened here, that is another part of session 1. Why it could happen? Okay, because I was in session 1. Okay, what can I do? I can delete. If I want, I can delete, or maybe now I am in the introduction home and I'm going to add a new page. Okay, this is the other page. Or maybe you can use, for example, all of this promote node, or maybe demote node. Okay, you can use these ones. Okay, imagine that in my next session, I'm going to write session 2. Session 2. Okay. And this is the structure you are gonna use. You can change the structure, you can add pages. If you are in session 2, but you want to add a page that is part of session 2, oh, I write section and it's session. Okay, then you can add more pages. But if you are in introduction and you can add some other pages, you can add more pages. Okay, it depends of the structure you are going to start giving to your OVA in this case. Okay, then you are adding styles and you are adding the pages, and you can add all the different pages you consider necessary. Now, imagine that this is my introduction page, and now with the new, in some cases, some months ago, maybe when you were using ExeLearning, you didn't have this option to add a text I device. You have to do it just following this part. But now you have the option to add a text device. Okay, then in this case, you have the option to write a title for this device, for this text. And this is something like the first page you are going to use. And then I'm going to write online resources. Online resources. This is just an idea, okay? And here, maybe if I move to my Google, I can find, okay, what is online resources? I'm gonna find an information about online resources. I really like this. I'm gonna copy and paste this information here. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And here you have the option to make some changes. This is like if you were using Word, okay? You can make some changes. You can check all of these things. You can add all the things you consider necessary here, okay? Then this is the way to add text. Questions? Students?
No.
No, all is clear, right? Okay, what's really important when you are working your ExeLearning? One important thing is that you are going to save your ExeLearning. Then in this case, you are going to click here, Save As. And then you can decide where you are going to add your ExeLearning. Okay, for example, in my case, I'm going to save that in my desktop. The name I'm going to add, okay, resources. Resources, that's the name I'm going to add. And I'm going to click in Save. Okay. And I can continue adding information. Other important thing is that in this case, for example, if you are adding text, more text, for example, then you are going to add all the text and you are going to click here in Done. Every time that you add a new information, try to click in Done. But at the same time, you are going to click on Save. It's better that you take into account these two different things, okay? Okay, then now students, in this case, we are in our session, as I said before. Oh, I'm gonna add again. Okay, and click on done. Okay, I'm going to make some changes here. Okay, now students, what else you can do? For example, this is in my introduction page. You can add all the information you consider important, all the resources you wanted to add. Okay, one of the things that you can start adding is insert images. Okay, and then in this case, you can start inserting images. If you want, you can start searching the image in your browser, or maybe you can start just uploading the image. Okay, and here you have different options. In this case, you are going to click here. Imagine that you have the image in desktop. Okay, I have some image from the video, right? And then I have this image. If you want, you can make some changes here in the dimensions and just click on OK and OK. And here you have the image, and you have this option to center the image. Okay. Then here is text and image. Could you see? Okay, all these things are in the introduction page. Imagine that I'm going to start, click on done. Remember, you have to click on done, and remember at the same time that you can click on save. It's better for you. Okay, now I'm going to make some changes in session 1. I'm going to add a text device. Always you are going to add a text device. If you want, you can start writing the information. And after this, I'm going to add or insert a media. Okay. Then in this case, you can source your video or your media or the things you are going to insert. For example, what I'm going to do here, I have Educa Play, right? And then here you have, for example, I have this activity, and I have here the option of share the Educa Play. I have the link, but at the same time, I have the HTML code. Then what happened? You can add, okay, where is my ExeLearning? Oh my God, here is my ExeLearning. No. Okay, here. Okay, then in this way, you can start inserting the video in a general way, or maybe using the code. In this case, for example, I have the Duca Play here. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna copy this link, the HTML code. I'm going to copy this link, and now I'm going to paste the link, and now I'm gonna click on OK. And you just wait, okay? And this is the activity. The students just click here in start, and they can start adding the working in the activity. For example, the same happens with the Padlet. Maybe I close the Padlet, right? But the same happened with Padlet. Let me check again the Padlet. Oh, sorry. My Padlet. I'm gonna click here. Okay, imagine that is this one. This Padlet, I'm gonna click on share. And now the embedded code, I'm going to click on copy. And now I'm going to my ExeLearning, and I'm going to add the HTML code, Control V to paste, and this is my Padlet here. Just wait, and this is the Padlet, okay? And maybe the same you can do with different resources that you have the HTML code. Okay, now I have the, oh my goodness, the click on the done. Okay, now you have the Padlet, you have the Educa Play here. Now I'm going to move to click here in save, and now I'm going to move in session number 2. In session number 2, okay, now imagine that I'm going to add a video. Okay, then in the case of the video happens the same. You can add a video with the code. Okay, where is my video? I think I closed the video. Let me check. Where is YouTube? Let me check. I go to YouTube, my channel, my videos. This is my video. The video I was creating with the use of Movie Maker, okay? Then in this way, you have the option to share here the video, okay? If you click in share, oh, let me open the video. It has music, and now I'm gonna click here in share. I'm gonna click in insert video, and I'm gonna copy the HTML. I go back to my ExeLearning. I'm gonna click on code and Control V, okay. And maybe I can center my video, okay. I'm gonna click here. Then I have images, I have text, I have video, okay. I have some online tools that they have some kinds of HTML code, and you can add all these things. It's not necessary to write a lot of information. Maybe you just give the instructions for the activity. Okay, students, you are going to, for example, imagine that you are going to start working here with this video. Okay, give some instructions. What are you going to do? Okay, I was uploading the video. Now what I'm going to do? Okay, click in this to make some changes. And now here you have the video, and maybe you can start writing the instructions. Instruction number 1, watch the video. After watching the video, instruction number 2, then you are going to add all the instructions, what your students are going to do with that video. Okay, organize your topic, you are going to organize your class, the different sessions, all the resources you need, okay? And then in that way, remember, always try to remember to click on this part on done. And at the same time, I really like to click on save, because remember that the first time you save as, right? Then the next time you can click only on save.